Hi, Year Sevens. It's Mrs. Kolber here again, and I have a very special guest with us today. This is Mr. Kolber from Brunswick Secondary, because I have him here to do the reading of the poem that we're looking at today. So in yesterday's lesson, or the lesson before this one, we looked at poetry subject matter and how poems can kind of really be about anything. And so today we have a bit of a bizarre poem for you. It's so strange that I really have no idea about how the poet actually came up with this idea. So the poet's name is Jim Hall, and he came up with the idea of writing this poem in the persona of someone else. A persona is like an imagined speaker. So the poet has written this poem in the persona of Peter Parker, whom you probably all know as SPIDERMAN, which is why we've got these on our faces today. But there's a couple of twists here. So Peter Parker is pretty bored of his everyday life, his superhero everyday life, and he also has a speech impediment. So I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Kolber now, who is going to read the poem for us.
All my problems, who knows, maybe everybody's problems, is due to the awful truth that I am Spider-Man. I know, all the dumb jokes, no flies on you, ha, and the ones about what do I do with all those extra wigs in bed? Well, that's funny, yeah, but you try being Spider-Man for a month or two. Go ahead. You get those crazy calls from the governor asking you to whack some burglar who's only trying to whip off color TV sets. Now, what do I care about TV sets? Do I pull on the stinking suit with the sucker cups on the fingers, and I get my ropes and little bundle of equipment, and then I go flying like crazy across the town from rooftop to rooftop, till there he is, some poor dumb color TV slob, and I fall on him and we wrestle a whittle until I get him all roped. So, big deal. You think when you Spider-Man, there's something big gonna happen to you. Well, I tell you what, it don't happen that way. Nothing happens. Governor calls, I go. Bring him to police, governor calls again. Like that, over and over. I think I'll try something different. I think I'll try something exciting like racing cars. Something to make my heart beat at a different rate. But then, you just can't quit being like Spider-Man. You Spider-Man for life, forever. I can't even burn my suit. It won't burn. It's flame resistant. So maybe that's your problem too. Who knows? Maybe that's the whole problem with everything. Nobody can burn their suits. They all flame resistant. Who knows?
Very nice. Well done, Mr. Kolber. Thank you. So if we were in class right now, your teacher would be asking you to notice, I suppose, to list some of the features that you noticed when we were reading that poem out loud. And it's obviously a poem that needs to be read out loud. You actually need to hear those words. So there's a couple of things that I noticed. I noticed that there was a bit of repetition with the word Spider-Man, and it creates a bit of a rhythm or cadence. And then I also noticed that in the last 6 or so lines, that kind of contains the message in this poem, for me anyway. So I suppose the theme is about who we are, our identities, and how we can't really burn our identities or our suits. So in a moment, you are going to reread this poem, and I want you to read it out loud so you can hear the words out loud. And you're going to just highlight your favorite lines and think about why they are your favorite lines, as well as look for and highlight the lines that indicate what this poem is all about. So the lines that sum up what this poem is all about. Once you've done that, then you're going to think of some strange or unique personas of people or maybe celebrities or whatever, superheroes, etc., that you could possibly write a poem about in their persona. You're just going to write a list of those people. All right, Mrs. Kolber signing out again. Bye.
Bye.